Hey, we are finishing up with the rest of the week 3 assignment, answer help, and this is problem 17 to 20. So 17 to 18 asks us, it says, Alma made a mistake as she started to solve this system of equations. And it gives us this wonderful system of equations right here. And then it shows Alma's work. Okay? So the first thing we're trying to figure out is what is the error in Alma's work. So first thing I want to check is, guys, notice she put something in. Looks like she used substitution. Okay, so this would be our solved equation. It's a y equals, so did she put it where the y is? Yes, that's good. So I'm going to check the work with solving, and we need to distribute a -2. -2 times 1/2 x. That is not 4. Wait, 4. -2 times 1/2 x. Yes, that is -1. There we go. -2 times -1, and there is the mistake. Okay? Okay, so, like when she was distributing, she made a multiplication mistake. Oh, multiplication mistake. Okay, so what should this be? Okay, at that moment, 'cause we got to figure out the answer. This should have been a positive. So I'm gonna rewrite with this line what this should be right here. So I'd have 4x minus 1x plus 2 equals 11. And then let's solve it from there to see what we get. So our x's do combine to 3x. But now since that's a positive 2, I'm just going to subtract 2. 11 minus 2 is 9. I divide both sides by 3, and x equals 3. Okay, so this one happens to be an integer value instead of a fraction, so that's always good. A little easier to deal with. Then we got to plug it back in. Okay, so plugging it back in, I'm going to use the top equation. It's -1. Okay, so I know my answer for x is 3, so I have 1/2 times 3 minus 1. Okay, so half of 3 is 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. Now you could have written that value as either 0.5 or as 1/2. If you worked with fractions or decimals, it's okay either way. It's a terminating decimal, so we can write it either way. Okay, so my answer would be 3 and 0.5. Okay, number 19. Okay, now this is a word problem, so I'm going to try to piece together what's going on. And it says Blaine and Alexa raised a total of $240,000 for charity. If Blaine raised $60,000 more than Alexa did, how much money did Blaine raise? So we're just trying to figure out, in the end, we want to know how much Blaine raised. That's the key. Okay, so I know together they raised $240,000. So I'm going to use capital B for Blaine and a capital A for Alexa when I'm using my variables here. So together, if I take all of Blaine's money and all of Alexa's money, the total is going to be $240,000. Okay? Now I know Blaine's amount is $60,000 more than Alexa. So Blaine raised, his amount equals, it's $60,000 more than what Alexa is. So if I take Alexa's money and I add 60,000 to it, that's going to be Blaine's amount. Okay, so I examine what I got here. I have two equations, so this is a system. And what I notice is that this is a solved equation. I have a variable by itself. So for me, I would go ahead and use substitution for this. So I'm going to put that A plus 60,000 where the B is. So rewrite my equation. A plus 60,000 plus A equals 240,000. Put my A's together. So I have 2A plus 60,000 equals 240,000. I'm going to subtract 60,000 from both sides. And I'm going to end up with 2A equals. 2A equals 240,000 minus 60,000 is 180,000. Divide that by 2. And I'm going to be getting the answer for Alexa here. Alexa raised $90,000. Remember, the goal is to figure out what Blaine made. So, I need to plug this back in. And I'm going to use that bottom equation. And I'm just going to substitute the 90,000 where the A is. So, 90,000 plus 60,000 would be $150,000. Okay, so that's how much Blaine made. Blaine made $150,000. Okay, that's number 19. Number 20. Tamika and Uriel tracked every hour they spent studying last year. Combined, the two studied for a total of 932 hours. With Tamika studying 28 more hours than Uriel did. How many hours did each study? So in this one, I need to figure out both answers. So first thing, let's write our equations. I'm going to use T for Tamika's hours and U for Uriel's hours. And it said combined together, the two of them together added up would be 932. So one of my equations is going to be T plus U equals 932. Now it says also Tamika studied 28 more hours than Uriel did. So Tamika studied, T equals 28 more hours than Uriel did. So if you take Uriel's and you add $28, 28 hours, not dollars, excuse me, that would be my second equation. So again, this looks like substitution to me because, or I would prefer substitution because I have a variable that's solved. So I'm going to put that U plus 28 where the T is in the other equation. So I'd have U plus 28 plus U equals 932. And we have to solve this equation. Put my U's together. Subtract 28. And I'm going to get 2U equals 904. Okay, divide both sides by 2. And Uriel studies for 400. Oops, write my numbers wrong. 452 hours. That's Uriel's answer. Now for Tamika, I'm going to have to plug that back in. I like the bottom equation, so I'm just going to plug in the 452 where this U is. So I get 452 plus 28. And 452 plus 28 is going to be 480 hours. Okay? All right, hopefully the video helped.